You're a silly puppy, you know that? Oh, hi there. I'm sorry, I'm just watching my dog chew a shoe. And it's fine that she does it. That's a shoe that no one wears. That's an old shoe. That's a shoe that actually probably should have been like thrown out or something like that. So she gets to chew that shoe. Red King asked the question: who would win a fight? Rex Salazar, or Generator Rex as he's known, or Vision from Marvel. Now, I'm gonna right up front. We gotta define what version of Vision we're using. Are we using the MCU Vision, or are we using the normal Vision? And to be fair, we can use both of them. There's nothing wrong with that. But they're going to be two different versions of Vision because that's the two main versions people know. So Rex Salazar, I recently actually did him in an Iron Man versus Generator Rex fight. Now Rex Salazar lives in a version of Earth where there's nanites pretty much in all living beings. Basically bonds them on a molecular level. Having activated nanites, making him an Evo, which an Evo, by the by, exponentially variegant organism? What the hell does variegant mean? Or variegated? Hansel? Hansel? What the hell does that mean? Anyone know what that word means? That's not, okay. 5 years prior, blah, 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 blah. Okay, types of Evos. These Evos are human Evos. Anyway, okay. Yeah, most Evos are like animal Evos, arthropod Evos, like bugs or animals. There are plant Evos. Alien Evos do exist, but that seems to be pretty much with like when they did the Ben 10 crossover. There's also viruses, genetic Evos. There's a lot of different types of Evos. Point being, though, Rex is a human Evo. Now, with his abilities, with his nanites actually activated, it allows him for a plethora of abilities, including, but not limited to, is it technopathy? It's like telepathy is the human word, reading human minds. Telepathy, technopathy. Okay. He's a technopath. He can communicate and interface with machines, manipulating them in the same manner, including talking to most machines. Now, it doesn't say commanding machines things as long as I'm learning about them. However, it doesn't say if he can communicate with sentient individual, like sentient like sentient robots, basically. If he can interface and control those. If I were to guess, I would probably say no. He's capable of curing Evos, perhaps most importantly, he can extract the active nanites of other Evos to cure them. Initially, could not cure Evos unless they were willingly allow him to extract their nanites. Later, his curing ability seems to be able to improve somewhat. So he was to cure quarry against their will. However, it is possible that they were simply caught off guard, as the first did not know he was capable of curing Evos, so forth and so on. However, his skill gradually developed over time, demonstrated as he successfully killed a cat Evo that was hunting him and his friends. Rex eventually began to cure animal Evos without any hesitation. However, some Evos known as incurables have nanites that are completely resistant to curing. Try to cure them, doesn't work. Anyway, so basically he's capable of removing nanites from individuals. And I just need to double check something real quick with Vision. Ooh, that might become a problem for comic version of Vision, but we'll get to that a little later. Other risks are also associated with curing. It has limited how many nanites from cured Evos he can carry. If he exceeds the limit, he'll begin to grow metallic tumorous sacs, also extracting corrupt nanites, such as highly unstable nanites in Abyssal, runs the risk of destabilizing his own body. Good to know. So basically, he absorbs the nanites into himself. Machine manifestations, that's a whole plethora of things. He can create motorcycles that float or fly. Giant, the punk busters, which is basically giant leg enhancements, arm enhancements, swords, axes, hammers, things that allow him to fly. So yeah, he can do a lot. And normally his durability and strength are far beyond the average person. He can survive being crashed into a car, granted having a headache, survive G-forces. How did they expand? Was the only person who could survive the space elevator, a transportation device that could reach from Earth to space in minutes of immense speed, causing incomprehensible G-forces from the speed to pressurize his body. The G-force from the trip would kill a normal person. Rex was smashed through 3 trees. As a result, he being so dependent on machines, his physical strength seems to struggle doing straining activities without his builds. So basically, without his builds, he is not overly strong. With his builds, I mean, his strength is comfortably at peak human, and he has highly advanced conditioning to support this later on in the series. So there is that. He has a healing factor. He can survive most non-lethal hits, basically. When Rex was mortally wounded in an industrial accident, the nanites he injected with completely healed him. True. Later, Omega 9, he was injected with a restart. He was injected with restarted. What? Later, the Omega 1 nanite he was injected to restart his heart. Okay. Rex's nanites cured him of poisons from a sea urchin. Revealed the nanites can counter knockout gas. However, the same gas was used earlier for nanite removal treatment. In extreme situations, the nanites inside his body can take him out and save his life. So basically, something it would have to be something like literally blowing his heart out, or taking out his brain, or somehow deactivating the nanites. In infinite nanite supply, the Omega 1 nanite inside of Rex has a self-replicating program. He has pretty much infinite nanites that do that. Breach intuition can sense whenever a breach is near. Okay, that doesn't mean anything in this fight. He's actually pretty smart, decent hand-to-hand combat skills. We're not going to use Godhood because that means he automatically wins. Vision. Now, starting off with just the Vision we know. Vision is obviously an android, originally created by Ultron, but later became his own individual. His powers and abilities are he literally has organs that are like synthetic. So he does have he's pretty much a replica of a human being. One of the big things is he has pretty much a computer brain. And because of that, he has superhuman intelligence. He has a vast amount of information, I'll say a library's worth, stored in his computer brain, which referred to any time is capable of rapid analysis and huge amounts of data. Now, Rex is actually very smart, too. In fact, he'd be possibly considered near genius, but we gotta give you'd be remiss if you at least don't give Vision the edge in intelligence. He also has a nanite body. Now, this is the thing that I said, oh, this might not be good. After his Ultron Imperative Protocol became activated, the Vision spent hours absorbing solar energy and gathering new raw materials to recreate his body so that it would be made entirely out of nanobots. This enabled him to disassemble into a stream of millions of nanobots, enabling him to fit and travel through extremely small spaces. Each nanite carries a copy of Vision's AI programming, possibly enabling him to scatter and reconstruct a brand new body from a single unit. It allows him to capitalize on his natural cyberpathic and technopathic manipulation capabilities by dismantling and infiltrating systems. So, like Rex, he's also a cyberpath / technopath. Holographic manipulation, create holograms, auto sensitivity, optical sensitivity, vocal manipulation. It's basically just pick up on sounds, see things like in energy sources, scan life forms, solar, all the works. Superhuman reflexes, superhuman stamina, does not tire like a normal human. Density manipulation. This is another big one for Vision. Vision's body has been saturated with special cybernetic activity cells which are capable of interfacing with some unknown dimension with which he can shunt or accrue particles of mass. Thus, the Vision is able to control his density and solidity. By shunting a non-critical portion of his body's molecules away from him, he can become weightless, transparent, intangible. And he can become a weightless, transparent, intangible wraith, unable to be touched by solid matter. By accruing extra-dimensional mass and fortifying his body, he can make it extremely hard and durable to the point where he is immune to most types of damage. Now, superhuman strength-wise, his base for strength is above human. So, if we assume that they mean peak human, he's slightly above peak human. Increasing his density will increase his strength to where he can lift / press the maximum of 50 tons, which, as far as I can tell, far exceeds Rex's general max in terms of lifting, Rex's in general max in terms of lifting. But I guess there's no true way to say that. Durability. He can become extraordinarily massive and harder than diamond. At maximum mass, the Vision weighs 90 tons. Again, that is very much a again, something I don't know if Rex is capable of really handling in some regards. Intangibility, big one of Vision's, is he can use density control offensively by attaining minimum distance intangibility, passing a part or all of his body within another living being, never so slightly increasing the density intangibility, enables him to direct that living being's actions. Even increasing density to 1/2 ounce is sufficient to cause the organism to pass through. He passes through excruciating pain, a shock to the nervous system, and unconscious. Were he to become any more dense than 1/2 ounce, the shock would probably kill the organism if the organic damage was not extensive enough to kill the organism itself. Accordingly, the Vision employs his power with extreme caution. That could be a deciding factor in this fight. Flight, there's no real given amount of how fast he can fly. He can probably fly like for example, when he does have, he's capable of passing through solid matter and reaching high speeds. It took Wonder Man some time to catch him. He can carry passengers while remaining solid. So yeah, he can fly at a decent speed. Solar radiation absorption. Basically, he's a solar battery, pretty much. The jewel absorbs on his head absorbs solar energy, most expendedly when the Vision utilizes it at some superhuman level of exertion. And of course, he has a solar energy beam from his head. He can channel limited amounts of solar energy back through the gem on his forehead, creating a narrow, hot beam of infrared and microwave radiation. The beam can be controlled with a temperature range of 500 to 30,000 degrees Fahrenheit. At maximum temperature, Vision can melt through 1-inch plate steel in 5 seconds. So basically that in 5 seconds. The Vision originally was not capable of controlling the width of the beam, but later achieved this ability. He can sustain a heat beam of maximum intensity of about 2 minutes before he begins to tax his supply of energy. Commonly uses his eyes for this purpose as well. Strength level, while at normal density, is slightly greater strength than a human. By increasing density, we pretty much already said that. Now, he does have a weakness. Rigidity. The Vision is capable of increasing his density past the point where his muscles can exert power through movement. Over a certain threshold, it becomes more and more difficult for the Vision to move his excessively massive frame. At maximum density 90 tons, Vision literally is a immovable object and expectedly immobilized. So if he were to basically go to full 90 tons, he can't move at all. In the past, the Vision pursued being human would temporarily deter him. Some of the Vision, though he has a mechanical brain, was once successfully drugged with some knockout drug that took out Hawkeye, Black Panther, and Black Knight. So, comic Vision to normal Rex. Let's say, again, with multiverse, Vision has ended up in whatever city they were in January Rex. And Rex thinks that maybe this is some new Evo guy. He's like, hey, buddy, let's talk about this. Where are we? Blah, 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 blah. Something goes wrong. It's like, I can fix you. I can help you. Let me just take these nanites. I was like, yeah, no, you don't. And he just disappears. But nope, not going anywhere with you. It's like, come on, buddy. And then, comes and smacks Vision input. Vision, boom, ow. And he's like, no, this might, don't worry. And just starts trying. Now, Rex is going to try to take the nanites out. However, first off, he's a sentient AI as well as all the AI, all his nanites have his AI in there. Also, added to the fact that he's also a technopath, leads me to believe that he would be able to resist Rex's ability to pull the nanites out of him. Vision has too many things going for him in that sense that I think it would prevent. And Rex maybe sees the nanites try to move, but then they resist. Like, huh? It's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Changes his density up just a little bit and just smacks Rex around and just boom. Rex goes flying. Rex is like, oh, okay, that hurt. Brings out his giant, I can't remember the sword, but Buster Sword. Or was it Big Fat Sword? Was that it? When it comes that and then just tries to smack through Vision. Vision just goes intangible. Just boom. It's like, what? And then just Rex tries to fly again. Vision goes intangible again. Boom. And then just grabs Rex. Boom. It's like, let's stop this now. And just boom. Energy blast, solar beam blast, just solar beam. It is, basically. And then Rex just blocks her shield, but the shield, that's hurting a little bit. It's like, it's hot. Just basically gets the Buster. I get what they're called. I'm calling it Buster X. Buster X comes in, just nails Vision briefly. Vision's just, and then just reassembles his nanites again. So it's going to be a little bit back and forth. Vision then tries to phase through Rex and do a little trick to, just shing, and he pulls back and just maybe like pulls his like Rex is just because he can heal, but he that feels pain. His nanites heal. Vision sees is like what, and then he just tries to kind of give him maybe knock him unconscious with nervous system. Just just like, now we're gonna go unconscious. However, only his hand is intangible in this fight, so that Rex then is able to get like a hammer and just boom, wail on Vision a little bit. Vision gets back up again. He's a little shaken, but he's fine. Rex comes in one more time. It's like, no, for the big one, and then just I don't know, giant boots or whatever. What was it? The Punk Busters? Is that what they're called? Yeah. Why don't you know what? I can get a list of all his machines up. Hold on, there was the Punk Busters. Yeah, okay, so the Punk Busters. Oh yeah, the Smack Hands. That was one thing. So it comes in the Smack Hands, and then boom, smacks in there. However, it's just he's still just what, and then his hand's kind of broken, but the nanites heal a little bit. It's like, what was that? And then just sees Vision's gone full 90 tons. It's like, you will not be able to combat Joji, and then Drill just breaks against Vision's, tries to slam cannon, which is pretty much kind of like similar to a rocket launcher. Its position and rests of the shoulder. A larger projectile, it can transform either. It does not produce its own ammo. Instead, a raw material or maw on the back and slams can. So basically, maw can is kind of like a railgun a little bit. So just Rex is now just throwing everything he can at Vision, and Vision's just tanking everything. And just what? Bad axes, that's what they're called. He tries the block party, which is kind of an energy shield. Vision just phases through that and just finally puts his hand through Rex's head, like, this is over. And then just boom. Now, I mean, whether it kills him or not is to be seen, because theoretically speaking, if he went full out on that one, just said, nope, I'm just going to go full on beyond the ounce I need to go. I'm going to go full on. My molecular structure is fully hard. Just pulls his head and just kills Rex in that regard. So, given the fact that he's essentially an AI, he's a super AI, is what Vision is. So he's smarter than Rex. His entire body, while comprised of nanites that Rex could theoretically manipulate, or being a technopath could control, Vision also being an advanced AI technopath, and his body can be as nanites, each one of them having his AI in there. I feel that makes him resistant to Rex's ability to manipulate him. And then when he comes to straight combat, Rex doesn't have anything that can truly put Vision down. Now again, if it wasn't for the fact that Vision truly has his own sentience to him, I would make an argument that Rex could just manipulate him and shut him down. But the problem is, and even if Rex went suddenly full Evo or something like that, the problem is that Vision can just stay intangible for as long as he needs to, and Rex is, from everything I'm seeing here, Rex doesn't have anything that can do anything against intangible individuals, and then he can just phase through them, go solid, and kill them. So in that sense, Vision wins. Now against the MCU version of Vision, it's it's similar, but it's different. First off, he's not composed of nanites. He's composed of I'm just reading like a quote they had there. He's composed of a synthetic vibranium body created by Ultron. He also is possession of Mind Stone, and again, it has advanced intelligence. Now, I know Vision pretty well, but it's particularly in the MCU. But that said, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna make sure I have it, because basically with the Mind Stone, he doesn't truly have access to the powers of the Mind Stone. What it is that, though, because the Infinity Stones kind of all act a little bit the same in some regards, in the sense that they all create energy. Hence what we see in like Age of Ultron and Captain America Civil War. But his synthetic body is still was merged with the vibranium, all of which are enhanced by the cosmic powers of the Mind Stone to function as a living body. His very flesh is made from synthetic tissue, but it's also merged with vibranium. So because of that, the vibranium composition of Vision's body allows him to withstand attacks of immense. Stop moving. Um, Allows him to survive with no visible damage. Hawkeye's baton breaking against him, for instance, he was able to increase his durability of physical form, even further manipulating density and weight to the point of a huge bust that crashed into Vision at great speed, broke apart, and tossed all forward momentum. So essentially, because vibranium is essentially the hardest metal in the MCU, not indestructible, mind you, but the hardest metal in the MCU. He's highly durable because of that. His density manipulation and ability attributed to the Mind Stone, we theorize, he can increase or decrease his own density and weight as well, allowing him to increase the durability of form. Basically, it allows him more or less the same abilities that we saw, that we know Vision actually has. And his strength is greatly increased at superhuman levels. And flying with sending Ultron flying with a single bow. I mean, in terms, maybe somewhat, but I mean, he made giant Ant-Man, stumble with a blow. Giving his vibranium defense flesh to density manipulation aren't in use. Intangibility, we know that. Flight can minimize density. Yeah, we know he can fly. Energy blasts, synthetic skin constructs, we know this as well. Computer interaction, thanks to the Mind Stone. He's actually pretty skilled in combat and genius level intellect. He has the Mind Stone, but really he can't use it. He just uses it for. I mean, granted, yeah, he can kind of use it. We know he can kind of use that. What? You something down here? Hold on. There's something down here. No, there's nothing down here. Down there. I don't know what you're. What are you smelling for? There's nothing down there. Stop trying to get. No, stop trying to get in the couch. There's nothing down there. I don't know what you're trying to get, Pop. Or is it here or something? Ow. Nope. Anyway, so against the MCU version of Vision, Rex would still have a tough time. Rex couldn't communicate with him, like control him, because Technopath against AI is not a fair or good match. Also, technically, Vision isn't truly an android. He's a synthetic. He's synthetic. He's man-made, but he's technically a human-made human mixed with metal. That's essentially what he is, with the Mind Stone and technically a computer brain. But yeah, his energy blast would hurt Rex. But the issue for Rex in this case would just be the sheer level of durability that this version of Vision has. Because he's made of vibranium. Even if we go by the actual comic standard vibranium, first off, is one of the strongest metals in the MCU. Or in the Marvel Universe. You need to go outside. Come on. Outside. Poopies. I saw that. You are not pooping on the floor again. She pooped on the floor last night. I honestly just think it's because she's got new food, so she's not used to that. Go on. Make peepees and poopies outside. Peepees and poopies outside. Puppy. All right. As you don't give me that look. I saw that motion you made with your butt. So yeah, it's. And the nature of vibranium in the comics is that it actually absorbs sound and shockwaves far easier than other metals do. So because of that, it would just absorb any impact Rex is throwing at him. Add on to the fact that he can fly and still has the intangibility, and he has the Mind Stone, which would also possibly be a bad thing on Rex's part if he actually tried to interface with him. I think because remember he used the Mind Stone to burn Ultron out of the internet, so he does have some level of control over it. It's not great. He can fire energy blasts and do that thing, but if Rex tried to interface with him and against the Mind Stone, let's be clear now. He technically speaking, how is the best way to compare this? He has the Omega Nanite, which basically is a very powerful. It's kind of godlike, but not unless you activate with the other ones. I believe it's something like there's the Omega. I think there's the Alpha and the Omega, and there was like the God ones or whatever. So I 1 second. How do they put it when they talked about his godhood. Oh no, I don't. Yeah. The meta nanites. That was it. Yeah, technically speaking, with that, he became the most powerful being in the universe. But on his own, against an Infinity Stone, which literally is a aspect of the universe itself. In this case, mind. No, that would not go well for Rex. That might just go. He might just go like that. So yeah, I actually gotta go Vision in this. I gotta go Vision, both versions of Vision. This video went on longer than I intended. Yeah, I gotta go both versions of Vision in this fight. Mostly just because he's smarter than Rex is. They both are diverse, but the difference between the two is that Vision has a clear-cut ability that, while he wouldn't want to use if he didn't have to, he can use to pretty much take Rex out. Rex does not have that. Again, if it wasn't for the fact that Vision is a highly advanced AI, and to the best of my knowledge, Rex hasn't dealt with that or tried to control that with his technopath abilities. Excuse me. Then I might have seen a better argument for him. Now, again, to be fair, if we're talking the whole godhood thing where he became the most powerful being in the universe, yeah, Vision would get his ass kicked. But, okay, is there a scenario where I see Rex beating either of these versions of Vision? The nanite version, I think he stands a better. Honestly, I think he stands a better chance against the nanite version than he does the MCU version, just because of the nanites. Theoretically speaking, he could overpower the nanites and maybe shut Vision down for a little bit. And I guess that would count as a win. So theoretically speaking, yes. I don't think it's a very high likelihood. Like, I'll go 85%, 15% for Rex. So 85% Vision, comic version. And then, I mean, I suppose if you tried to aim for the Mind Stone, but that's a very pinpoint accurate shot. And again, Vision can just go intangible. I don't really see a scenario where the Vision loses in that fight. So against the MCU version, Rex loses all the time to me. Against the comic version of Vision, he wins 15% of the time. Vision wins 85% of the time. So overall, yeah, I think Vision wins the fight. Man, that was a long video just to get that answer, wasn't it? Sorry about that, folks. Thanks for watching, though. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win. Star Wars, superhero, magic, what if, anything I do on the channel. Put in the comments below. Let me know. I'll do a review of it at some point. Tomorrow will be Black Panther, and I have a video, a Star Wars video coming out tomorrow, just because I'll actually have some time to do another video. And I'm looking forward to that one, because it's a question I think some of us are raising. But I'd want to know what your take is on my take on the idea. So it should be fun tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you later, folks.